Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Road2Rue.com. We have chaos. We have chaos. Stock market's down. It was down a lot this morning, and it's coming back a little. Interesting, when the stock market opened and was down, retail traders furious as outage hits major U.S. brokerages amid Black Monday chaos. U.S. retail traders are panicking this morning after likely receiving push notifications on their smartphones about market turmoil in Asia and Europe, which has since spread to the U.S. pre-market. Now the cash session's about 15 minutes underway. Website Monitor Down Detector reports outages are emerging across several major U.S. brokerage houses as everyone tries to log into their accounts and sell stocks. So they controlled it with outages. Of course, it's not an outage for the people behind the scenes. Just like cryptos. That's when they load up or do what they need to do. Get rid of their longs and go short. When the outages happen, that is when the big guys change their what they're betting on in the future. And that's how the game works. I think really interesting stuff. As a matter of fact, we have 1.93 trillion has been wiped from the U.S. stock market today so far. But then you have this. You see the down, and then it's like, buy. Let's bring it back up. We have to bring it back up. Clicking the computers in the basement of the Federal Reserve and the basement of the U.S. Treasury, New York Federal Reserve. That's what they do. That's their job. Click a mouse and buy. Or short silver, obviously. Short silver. Slam silver as best you can, which they're doing. Ultimately, there is a price to pay for that. The COTs from last Friday, I didn't talk about it this weekend, but the COTs from last Friday show commercials got rid because they slam it down. That's what they do. They short into the rise and they slam it down and cover. They covered the week starting last Tuesday, ending last Tuesday. They covered 17 million net shorts. So they went a little bit long, or actually they closed out their longs too. So they, of their short position, almost 4,000 contracts, which is close to 20 million ounces. And that's a decent amount. I mean, it's not huge. As you can tell, it's getting a little weary. And who's going to take the other side? The managed money actually closed out almost 6 million of a net short position, or net of their net longs. So it's one of those things where everybody wants to get out. All the big bankers want to get out, so they'll slam silver and get out the best they can. I think ultimately they'll have to rely on like the Fed to take their short position through another bank as a customer. Like customer of JP Morgan is probably just BlackRock, who's funded by the Fed. That type of bullshit. But it is clear, it should be clear to everybody that they're trying to get out of their short position. Now, here's something about the stock market meltdown or the bond market or the crypto markets that not many people think about. This is Neil Kashkari. Neil Kashkari is an insider Democrat, now works for the Fed, one of the minions that has a lot of power in market rigging. That was his job his whole life. Listen to, in this 60-minute interview, listen to what he says about a potential bank run. Listen to this.
To the person who is about to grab their car keys and go to the ATM and take out $3,000, you say what?
You don't need to. Your ATM is safe. Your banks are safe. There's enough cash in the financial system, and there is an infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve. We will do whatever we need to do to make sure that there's enough cash in the banking system.
We will do whatever we need to do with infinite amounts of money. So that's why you like, well, can actually the stock market ever go down if that is true? Will it ever go down again if that is true? I mean, they could crash the economic system, but keep the stock market at 40,000, 400,000, a million. It doesn't matter. The exchanges are fake. They're fake. But you got to know beforehand what they're going to do so that you can play on it. And they do it with their banking cabal friends. JP Morgan, Citibank, HSBC, It's all a game. It's all a con. And it's all illusion. That's why you have to get your physical metal out of any third-party holdings into your own possession. It's so important. Crypto's absolutely. Crypto's going to be fine. The U.S. is selling off its Bitcoin position. They confiscate a lot of Bitcoin. So they're selling off their Bitcoin position. So all the cryptos are getting destroyed as well. As soon as Trump declared that he's going to, make Bitcoin a strategic asset of the United States, that's when Joe Biden and friends started dumping it. So bravo for everybody who's buying cryptos right now. I think Theta will go 10x by next year. That's not a bad investment. It's done it before. It went 40x. And I think when this ridiculousness ends, all you got, that's why I'm always get your assets in your own possession, be able to ride out anything. Sit in your lawn chair and watch the game. Watch the game. You should be fully loaded with silver and the cryptos you want to hold for the end of the game. Can silver go to zero? Absolutely. It's a click of a mouse. Neil Kashkari just told you we can create infinite amounts of money, cash, and, oh, by the way, we can create even more than infinite amounts of derivatives to control that. Really interesting report right here. As of Friday, the EFP, Exchange for Physical, these are contracts on the COMEX that they can't have delivered on the COMEX, so they send them over to London for delivery. Almost 3,000, which is just almost 15 million ounces in one day on Friday was called for delivery by sending it over to London. That's a lot of silver. And that was all in one day. That's how the game is played. Interesting, you look at the open interest, it barely changed. So somebody's replacing this with another short position. It's such a ridiculous game. And that's why this number, it doesn't mean anything. $27 silver, doesn't matter. Moving averages, will they try to get under that? Probably, with the crash in the stock market, and then they'll bring it up. It's like a marionette. All these prices are controlled just like on Wizard of Oz, exactly like Wizard of Oz. Little man behind the curtain. How they knew it back in, when the Wizard of Oz was originally written, I think in 1900. How they knew it back then, I don't know. But now it's the little man behind the curtain pulling all the levers. And it's just faster now with the computer control mechanisms that Alan Greenspan originally wrote the original computer programs for the banking system and the rigging job. I think he's still alive. I think he wants this game to end before he croaks. I think he does watch this channel, by the way. Who knows? Who knows? I don't think he has control anymore, but he has set up the situation where the entire banking system can melt down in a blink of an eye. And that is through allowing derivatives to go completely unchecked. That was a big battle in the late 90s. Nightline did a great report on that. And Sheila Bair was fighting the insanity of letting quadrillions of derivatives be allowed to be held by these criminal bankers, held and traded. And that's how they control the market. So he basically sowed the seeds of destruction of the banking cabal through allowing them to go crazy on the derivative side. And we were hours away in 2008. Yeah, I know, even though they can print the money. The problem is they can print it, but the derivative market is a different animal altogether. When that melts down, the counterparty is uncontrollable. So ultimately, will it be silver that pierces the heart of the banking cabal in the next 90 days? We're down to 90 days till the election, if there is an election. I think we're going to have so much chaos between now and then. I've been looking at September, but it could be August. You just got to be prepared to sit on the sidelines for a few months or even years if necessary. I don't think it will last years, or we're all in deep trouble. But I am in favor of the big Band-Aid pull, or wipe out the derivatives, which wipes out everything, and go back to a gold and silver standard, or whatever your country wants to use as money. It's up to the people, no longer the government. These politicians will be booted off their little thrones when this all happens. No, there will be no IMF. adoption of CBDC and XRP, the biggest con known to man. No, that is not going to happen. Sorry, people. It will be more organic. The United States, we don't have to go back to anything. We have constitutional money of gold and silver. Now, can we use cryptos to make it more usable? Absolutely. Does the United States government own the 1 million Satoshi Bitcoin? I believe so. I think, I absolutely believe so. That's why Trump's all, we'll go to Bitcoin standard or crypto standard because we'll be leading. We will be winning. And Joe Biden's trying to sell it off. He's got Gary Gensler running out there making stupid rules for his cronies. So, not Joe Biden, the Joe Biden that just, I saw Joe Biden walk onto an airplane that wasn't even his. It is, and this guy's running our country. Are you kidding me? That's how bad things have gotten. Anyway, crazy days in silver, crazy days in the stock market. Solar is still absolutely chugging away. Here's a really interesting infographic type of thing for the last 10 years in photovoltaics capacity. No, these are installations. And I looked back at 2013, the top installations were Germany, 36 gigawatts, Italy, 18 gigawatts, and there was China third, 17 gigawatts, Japan, 13 gigawatts, and the USA, 11 gigawatts. And last year, we did 443 gigawatts, so huge change. Anybody expecting solar recycling to kick in the next 20 years is clueless, absolutely clueless. All right, but here's how China really made the move. This is 2013. Watch this graph. So China's inching up on Germany. Germany was the big dog. This is total installations by country. Total installations. You see China moving on Germany. This is 2015, and all of a sudden in end of 2014, China moves into first place with 41 gigawatts installed, and Germany has 39. Now watch what happens. China is absolutely running away with it. 58 gigawatts by 2015. Running away with it. Here we are, 2017, running away with it. Watch what happens. Germany might be thinking, well, maybe we might better make a hell of a lot of solar panels. Germany's in the purple, the fourth one down. 2019, 2020, here they come. So as of mid-2020, China has 171 gigawatts installed, and Germany has 55 gigawatts. Watch what happens. Boom. Within 2020, that's right when the Wuhan stuff hit, Germany went crazy on solar installations. 58, got up to 58 gigawatts. And then China said, holy shit, Germany's going to get all the silver and put in all the solar panels. We gotta kick this into high gear. And here they go. Look at that. By mid to late 2021, 165, 251, 369 gigawatts installed as of 2022. And then it just went absolutely crazy. That's just as far as this graph goes. But then it went absolutely off the charts. Absolutely off the charts. You can go to roadtorotor.com, the front page, to show you right here. This is where we were. And 2023 showed all of a sudden 252 gigawatts. And that almost doubled in 2023. That's why I was screaming, hey, this is massive amounts of silver. Going close to 400 million ounces. The Silver Institute lied. We all know that. But this isn't stopping. It is not stopping. As a matter of fact, with all the solar manufacturers going out of business, they're still operating. They're just operating in bankruptcy and they don't pay their creditors. It actually makes them stronger. And there's massive amounts of panels available to be installed. And they're making more and more. It's estimated in, I think, 6 years that 2 terawatts of solar capacity will be available. 2 terawatts. So take the 443 and times it by, what is that? 5. So 5x. So 5x the current 400 is what, 2 billion ounces of silver by then? That's potential capacity. The silver market is broken, and because of the lies told by the Silver Institute and Metals Focus, nobody really knows it. And the rigging of the price, if the price was $2,000 instead of $27, it would be a different world. This would be all over the news. But it's not, because it distorts the economic system by suppressing prices. It just does. You know, we shouldn't have all this silver in flat screen TVs and cell phones, in solar panels, obviously, in electric cars. No, it should be too valuable. But it's not, because they suppress the price, and it's just killing them. Because at the end of the day, there'll be no silver left. And then what's the price of silver when there's no available silver? How much would a solar panel manufacturer buy silver for if, you know, what is the threshold? I think the threshold is like $300-400 for the stopping of putting silver in solar panels. Because you put just a tiny bit of paste, you spray it on. But you make a lot of solar panels. They're making massive amounts of solar panels, and has not stopped. It has not stopped. As a matter of fact, Bloomberg NEF, which is like the Bible supposedly, they're predicting, and they've got every prediction wrong, by the way. They're predicting, and they've been way too low. They're predicting like 590 gigawatts to be installed this year, because they've already been planned. It's just putting them in now. So 590, that jumps, and they're all TopCon, not all of them, but probably 70% TopCon. That's even more silver than before. So my estimate is 600 to 700 million ounces of silver will go into solar alone. And if the Silver Institute and Metals Focus doesn't want to report on that, who cares? Nobody believes their reports anyway. But again, like I said, every year Bloomberg has been wrong and undershot the actuality every year for the past, I don't know how many years. So I went back and I looked at this. This was published in 2021, and the conservative estimate for 2023 was 179 gigawatts. And what was the actual? 443, more than double. And look at their projections on the high end. This is the high end. This is most optimistic, and this is just 2 years out. Their high end was 240. What was installed was 443. On the high end of 2023. It's right there. 2023, 443. The insanity of how low projections are. And now they're projecting close to 600 gigawatts, which means there'll probably be 7. We're halfway through, and usually the second half of the year is stronger. The first half of the year is already beating the last first half of the year. What does this all mean? Get your silver, get it in your own possession. Look at these prices and look at it as a gift. Can they go lower? Absolutely. Can they go to minus $40 like they did with oil? Absolutely. It's a click of a mouse. Does that mean you can go down to your local coin shop, take silver, and they'll pay you $40 for it? No, these are fake prices. So I don't know what silver's going for now. If you're already loaded up and just sitting there, congratulations on your silver throne of coins. If you haven't got in the game yet, now's the time. Go to your local coin shop. Dump all ETFs. Dump all mining companies. Yes, they are massively valuable. I understand that. They're too valuable. They will all be nationalized. No doubt in my mind. No doubt. Even in the United States. Why? Because the entire population will have nothing. We'll have no money. Mexico is going to shut its borders to exports of silver, and they've been providing 33% of the silver for 100 years to the world, and they're still a poor country. What a joke. They have talked about banning open pit mining, which would destroy the silver riggers, and they will do it. The silver riggers are weak. The United States of America is weak. Although we tend to puff out our chest, the entire world knows now. You take out silver to the upside and you pierce the heart of the criminal cabal. So I'm ready for it. I don't think we'll see it on the comics, but we could easily see it on the overall demand and pricing of physical silver in your own possession. If you don't have a local guy, contact Andy Scheckman at Miles Franklin. Send them an email, andy@milesfranklin.com or info@milesfranklin.com. Go to info@milesfranklin.com and they'll send you a price sheet of what they got in inventory. And you can just pick and choose. I say buy out of inventory. You never know when the music's going to stop and nobody can deliver anything, even if they want to. Buy out of inventory of your dealers, your local guy, or contact Miles Franklin. That's my take. This is Bix Weir. I'll talk to you later.